Do I have to spell it out for you? Strixhaven is taking you to school.
Sounds like it's time to talk about Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos for 5e and those spells in there.
I'm Nerdarchy Ted.
I'm Nerdarchy Dave. Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds.
Now let's spell out these spells in this video.
Alright, I'm going to grab my device. Ted's got his Dead Tree copy. And we are going to just go over a quick list of the spells before we jump into it. So level 1, we get the first level spell of Silvery Barbs for Bard, Sorcerer, and Wizard.
Second level is Borrowed Knowledge for Bard, Cleric, Warlock, and Wizard.
Third is Kinetic Jaunt, and that is for Artificer, Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard.
That's all. There's another second level spell, Vortex Warp. It's for Artificer, Sorcerer, and Wizard.
And last but not least, we have Wither and Bloom. Sounds like a dance move, or maybe a band. But that is for Druid, Sorcerer, and Wizard.
So let us know how you do the Wither and Bloom. That'd be pretty amusing if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Ted's got this book in his hands, and what that means is Wizards of the Coast was nice enough to send us a pile of them. So we have like 3 of them that are going to be given away. One of them is a special cover. The other 2 are the regular covers. So if you happen to be a patron of ours or happen to join our newsletter or go to our site, there's a download form over there that just kind of mail to us, and you can enter our monthly giveaways, which is usually $50 or above. Over there, so we have tons of cool stuff. It usually has to do with D&D or other RPGs.
Indeed.
So you're going to want to check that out. But if you can't wait till then, it's not a big deal. We got you covered. You can go over to Amazon and use our affiliate link and order your Strixhaven book today. It's only fair that I let you know that it is an affiliate link. That means we earn a small commission, but maybe you don't have a local flags that you like to patronage, so instead you can help us out and help the channel.
But if that's not your cup of tea and you are looking to help out the channel, as Dave mentioned, helping us out on Patreon is a good way to not only get in on those giveaways, but you can help us keep making awesome videos like this, as well as all the great content over on nerdarchy.com.
As a special reward, we make 5e content for players and DMs alike. Drop in encounters, magic items that we turn into print and play magic item cards sometimes, spells, feats, races, subclasses, and more. There's even a chance to game with us. We do a monthly fan game that we randomly select from the Patreons and the people that join our newsletter. So go over there and sign up. You can also check out a free sampler. We have a download up here. The same download is in the description, so you can check it out before you try it. You can try it before you buy it.
All right, so let's dive into these actual spells. So I'm looking at Borrowed Knowledge, second level Divination, casting time of an action, range self, verbal somatic material. You need a book worth at least 25 gold. Duration is an hour. You draw on knowledge from spirits of the past. Choose one skill in which you lack proficiency. For the spell's duration, you have proficiency in the chosen skill. The spell ends early if you cast this again.
So pretty straightforward. Don't have a skill, need a skill. Now you can have it for 1 hour, which is also going to kind of limit what you can do with it. Like, it's great for pulling up facts and researching, but you're probably not going to smith a sword real fast.
Yeah, that is true, but you could cast it again, after that hour is up, and it's not concentration. It does, it does only target yourself, so you're not going to be sharing that out with others. But I really like this spell. I think it's gonna come in, pretty handy. The fighter in the party who keeps bumbling through investigation or stealth checks, and if you got access to the spell somehow, this could be really useful.
Yeah, for sure. Just more options. So also another second level spell is Kinetic Jaunt. It's transmutation. Casting time 1, bonus action. Self. Somatic component, duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You magically empower your movement with dance-like steps, giving yourself the following benefits for the duration. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You don't provoke attacks of opportunity. You can move through the space of another creature, and it doesn't count as difficult terrain. If you end your turn in another creature's space, you are shunted to the last unoccupied space you occupied, and you take a d8 of force damage. So all of it's great except for the part where you take the force damage. If you want to be faster, if you don't want to draw attacks of opportunity, and if you want to move through people like they aren't there, this is a great spell.
I think I've seen some dancers who totally use that spell before they do their music videos.
So yeah, for sure. If you want to make a more physical caster, that's going to help you get there.
All right, next up, I've heard there's a little bit of controversy on this one. Silvery Barbs. First level enchantment, casting time 1 reaction, which you take when a creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself succeeds on an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw. Range 60 feet, components verbal, duration instantaneous. You magically distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll. You can then choose a different creature that you can see within range. You can choose yourself. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. A creature can be empowered only by one use of this spell at a time.
I think this is a great tag team spell if you have a someone with a lucky feat in your game or in your party, or lucky I don't think requires an action, so you could actually just do it yourself. If someone with the lucky feat, I think you might be able to do that to give them super disadvantage. No, you can only give super advantage, I guess, the way lucky works. And then also cutting words from the College of Lure Bard. If 2 of you were to tag team on, enemy caster or enemy person, especially, and it's also a great way to get rid of those crits.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really powerful for a first level spell to both essentially turn a success into a disadvantage and then grant advantage on it. I don't know if this is a first level spell. I think it might be too powerful.
Too powerful. Well, the controversy has been online is folks are saying, well, if a creature uses its legendary resistance, you can then make them reroll, but that's not actually how legendary resistance works.
Legendary resistance is if you fail, you choose to automatically succeed. That ability is done regardless of what number is on the die. They're still successful. That would be my interpretation.
Yeah, and Wizards did clarify, and that was that. I saw an article on that yesterday. I didn't know it was an issue until I saw the article, and I would have never thought it to be an issue either. So that was the great controversy. Although Ted says it might be too easy to use. I mean, Shield is really good too. So
that is true.
And this only affects one die roll as opposed to Shield, which could affect many.
But you're also giving, you're turning that success into a disadvantage and granting another person advantage and all of the things that might go along with that. So I don't know. I'd have to see this played, and I don't know how much play testing was done on Silvery Barbs.
Stop! We have our second Kickstarter ready to go. Check the link in the description.
Add 250 magic item tarot card to your gaming resources right now.
Mageforge are magic items from our very own games and minds ready to use in your game.
So check it out, back it, follow it, whatever it is that you need to do.
And get on that list. Vortex Warp is a second level conjuration, 1 action, range 90 feet, verbal somatic, durations instantaneous. So magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. So the target can choose to fail, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The chosen space must be on a surface or in a liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze. At higher levels, when you cast a spell using the spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the range increases by 30 feet for each spell slot above 2nd. So, the interesting thing about this one is, you can use it on friendlies, you can use it on enemies. They definitely did see some players come and are like, you're not going to just, launch them into the air with it.
Launch them into the air or off the cliff. Okay, I'm going to teleport you over there. Bye.
Yeah. I wonder if a dragon's back would count as a solid surface.
Maybe.
I
would say a dragon's back has got the ability to support their weight. So I would say yes. It doesn't say, you can't put them on another creature.
As long as it's solid.
As long as it's solid.
Not incorporeal.
But you could put them in a liquid, so teleporting them into a gelatinous cube is okay.
Yeah, that would totally work. Also, you can technically teleport them into hazards as long as you meet the other requirements. Blade barrier, wall of fire, whatever, cloud of daggers, whatever you got going on out there, you can use it for battlefield control, or it's just like, oh, I need the barbarian over there right now, or oh, the wizard is definitely in a bad spot. Why don't you come over here?
Yeah, I think this is a really good spell and very useful to be able to use offensively or defensively. I'm definitely looking forward to see how this affects tactics in the game. Next up is our last spell, 2nd level Necromancy, Wither and Bloom. Casting time of an action, range 60 feet, verbal somatic material, duration instantaneous. You invoke both death and life upon a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Each creature of your choice in that area must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a success. Non-magical vegetation in that area withers. In addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting ability modifier. When you use higher level spells, using a spell slot of 3rd or higher, the damage increases by d6 for each slot above 2nd, and the number of hit dice can be spent added to the roll increases by 1 for each spell slot above 2nd. So, number 1, absolutely love that there's another way to be spending those hit dice in combat. That's something that Nerdarchy absolutely adores. So seeing it being used within a spell, totally awesome in my opinion.
No, I agree, and it's a great spell for, oh, look, the barbarian's over there and surrounded by a bunch of enemies. Well, Mr. Barbarian, you can spend your hit dice and heal, and all of you guys just take some damage.
Yeah, it's great. It's so often do you have those spells where like, all right, the Barbarian, do you mind some damage? I guess not. Fine, I'll hit everybody. But here you can do those kinds of things and be like, well, now you take the damage and you might heal.
Well, also too, like, rarely are spells better upcast than a spell from that particular level, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you just need a particular spell, and you don't have anything of that level that's going to fit that need, so you upcast, right? But in this case, like, because it's doing two things, it's doing like, okay, I'm not going to do as much damage to those other creatures, but I also get to heal someone that I normally wouldn't. So you get a lot more use out of that, right? And my guess is most time this is going to be used on a martial warrior type character. They're in the thick of it. You get to do a bunch of damage. Also, like, depending on how the area works out, and them getting to the upcast getting them more hit dice to heal is going to be super useful. And it says expend the hit dice and heal by that amount plus the spellcasting
plus your spellcasting modifier.
So now I don't know if that would also include their Constitution modifier the way it normally does.
I would say you're using your spellcasting modifier instead of, because it does not say, like, it specifically says they regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus the spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah, it does. I believe you're correct there. So it's going to replace it, and if you've got a higher casting modifier than they have Constitution, it actually is better.
I think
probably not in the case of the Barbarian. It's probably going to be equal.
it could be equal or close too. Yeah. But like I really feel like in a lot of cases, like it's actually going to be more beneficial. Because most people aren't maxing out their con as fast as a spellcaster isn't maxing out their prime stat.
That's true, unless you're the Barbarian. Barbarian's tough. Like, Barbarian maxing out your con kind of works because you're like,
it's armor class.
It's armor class. It's hit points. It's it's all those things.
Indeed.
But yeah, so like you said, it's a great use of the hit dice mechanic that is outside of what we've seen so far.
100%.
But the question is, what do you guys think? Do you like these spells? Are you using them? Are they broken? Are you with Ted? Silvery Barb is way too powerful. Shake all the fists.
I didn't say way too powerful. I just said it might be too powerful.
It might be too powerful. Do you have a favorite? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Share your thoughts and ideas down below with the Nerdarchy community.
While you're down there, don't forget to do all those fun things that make Nerdarchy and YouTube happy. Like, share, subscribe, even go ahead and click on that notification bell so you don't miss a single video.
Quick reminder, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we drop new videos here on the channel, so come check them out. But you can't wait till then. No worries. We've got you covered. We've got more Strixhaven for you up here in this very card. Are you curious about the Strixhaven backgrounds, the most powerful backgrounds that Wizards of the Coast have made yet?
So until next time, stay nerdy.